What's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to be breaking down the top 10 ways to use AI at work. And the reason that I'm qualified to teach about this is because for a living, I install custom AI solutions into businesses. And so basically, I'll look at a business, I'll understand the bottlenecks, and I will propose AI solutions that will eliminate those bottlenecks. And then if the client likes it and it sounds good, I will actually build them into the business. Now, the same thought process that goes into auditing a business can go into auditing a person's job or, your own business you're running or whatever the case is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the top 10 ways to use AI at work. And also what I would like you to do is, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe first and foremost. But secondly, if you have something in your work that you're wondering how you can use AI for to get more use out of it, leave a comment and I will quite literally make a video replying to your comment. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and get into it. Most of the use cases that we'll be doing today will be through LLMs, but I think you guys are going to really like this. Okay, number one is going to be agent mode from ChatGPT. Now, agent mode is an incredibly interesting invention, and essentially it's just what it says. I mean, you're basically getting an agent that is going to do work for you. So I could say, let's just make up an example here. Please research. So I live in Georgia. So please research the top 5 AI consulting firms in Georgia so I can learn about their business model and copy their sales tactics. So this is just a random example. I'm not saying this is exactly what I would use it for. However, it is incredibly powerful tool. So what you're going to see happen here, and I won't spend too much time on this, but basically what it's going to do is it's going to set up the agent workflow. And so essentially what this is, I could do a Google search and it could pull a general search, but instead with agent, what it's going to do is it's actually going to go through and figure out the best way to find all of this information. It's really cool because you can see the computer as it's working and you can actually get a good look into what it is doing and how it's going about figuring this out. So right now it looks like it's looking at some website, clutch.co, to figure out the top consultants in Georgia, and you can see it's thinking. And then what it's going to do at the end is it's going to come back to me with a list, and it's going to tell me how it created that list. So Agent is a very cool tool. I think you probably saw when I clicked the Agent button, there's several other things you can do. You can create reports, you can take actions, you can make spreadsheets, and you can even make presentations. So Agent is essentially your virtual assistant in LLM format. Okay, next up, we're going to hit deep research. Now, a lot of you are probably familiar with deep research, and I won't spend too much time on this, but if you've never used it, it's essentially a way to pull incredibly complex reports about any topic. So let's say you have a meeting tomorrow with your boss or with your team or, with whoever, and you want to come prepared. You want to impress them. Deep research is what you should do, because what it's going to do is it's going to go, instead of just pulling a light Google search, it's going to go scan thousands of websites, scientific literature, all these different papers and reports, and it's going to send you basically a very detailed document just about the results of whatever it is that you're looking for. So deep research, it takes a while to run it, so I'm not going to spend much time on it right now, but it is an incredibly powerful tool that I highly recommend anytime you want to learn more about any subject. Now, how about connected apps? So this one's very cool. You can connect to Canva, you can connect to Google Drive, Notion, GitHub, Google Calendar. They have a lot of connections, actually. And I have my Gmail set up on my other ChatGPT subscription, but basically, this is automatically set up, so I can have this in here, and I can basically just say, go through my email and find the top 3 things I need to do for X. X would be like a company that you're working with or working for. Basically the example is just to show that you can have it scan through your Gmail and do it all for you. And if they haven't rolled it out yet, so they did roll out the Google Calendar connection. So you could say, hey, go find the email from Jeff and put that on my calendar. And it'll actually do that for you. I mean, we're getting to the point where agentic AI is actually becoming good enough to replace a lot of the work that we need to do. Okay, now with business and work, obviously, you're writing a lot of emails, you're sending a lot of messages, and I know you're probably like me, we like to use AI to send these messages, right? you got to be using Claude if you're going to be sending any messages, and you're going to be using AI to send the messages, because it is by far, I don't know why that's blurred out, but this Claude is by far the most natural language writer of all the AIs. It sounds so human-like, whereas ChatGPT will sound pretty robotic and it'll sound kind of but Claude is actually going to come and it's going to sound just like you. And even better, you can create a project training it on all of your writing. So it just understands your tone, your cadence, who you are, and what you do. And as we're on the subject of LLMs, Grok, in my opinion, is the best LLM for search. So in terms of Google, throw it out the window. ChatGPT search is pretty good, but Grok is tremendous, especially Grok Expert. The reason that Grok is so freaking good is that it has access to the internet and X. So we can access real-time up-to-date data that is so powerful, because you can find breaking news and get actual insights from an LLM on that information. That's never been the case before. So you might be saying, okay, Sam, this is great, but I kind of already know how to do these. I use LLMs. So let's go ahead and kick it up a notch in terms of the complexity. I want to talk to you about Clay. Clay is the best tool for go-to-market. I mean, it's unbelievable. And if you have a job or a business, there is probably a chance that you can get a lot of value out of Clay. So, they specialize in many different segments. Let me just make sure you guys can see this here. So they have RevOps, sales, growth marketing, enterprise, startups. I mean, whatever it is that you're focused on, they've got something for it. Let's check out the growth marketing. This is something that I use a lot. So basically, Clay, I don't even know how to begin describing it. It's such an incredible tool. You create workflows, and in these workflows, you can do all types of stuff. So I have a previous video about how I built a Clay workflow. Every time a job application would come in, it would get immediately sent to my Clay workflow. From there, it would scrape the data of the hiring managers, including their email address, so that I could send them a custom Loom video saying, hey, instead of hiring for this position, you should just work with me, because I will be able to fulfill it at a cheaper rate, better results, blah, 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 blah. And Clay is quite literally an incredible tool that you got to have in your toolbox, in your Rolodex. I can make 10 videos on it, so I'm not going to spend too much time here, but Clay is one of the best AI tools in existence. Now, ChatGPT has also released a recording meeting feature. Now, you have to have the ChatGPT desktop app to use this. I use it on my Mac, but there's just a little record button in ChatGPT. You click it, it records your entire conversation, transcribes the entire thing, and allows you to ask questions about it afterwards. And so I record every single call that I have, every meeting, save the information, and then I'm able to go back and reference it, chat with it, understand what is needed from me after the meeting. And this has been a huge unlock. We have a lot of AI note takers on the market, but they're kind of clumsy. They have to get added to the meeting. It looks weird. It says Sam AI note taker. This requires no entrance into the meeting. You just record it locally in your desktop. No one else even knows that it's recording. So it's a pretty cool tool. Now, if you really want to go to the next level, I recommend getting a Pro subscription. So ChatGPT Pro is by far the best LLM on the market. It's unbelievable how powerful it is. It will literally sit there and think for 20 minutes before it answers your question. So it's not convenient for like really quick Google searches, but if you need to think deeply about a problem or a project, and you need a second opinion, and you need oversight, and you need some feedback on, what can I actually do to move the needle here, ChatGPT Pro is worth every dollar of the $200 subscription. I signed up thinking, try it for a month, probably won't like it, I'll go back to the regular model. But after I've started using it, I don't have any idea how I could ever go back. It is incredible. Okay, here's a great one for you. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of this. I'm not making any money from this at all. Whisperflow, insane. So essentially what it does is it transcribes using AI. So it's very accurate, it's detailed, it's on point. All that I have to do is click a button, record whatever I'm saying, unclick it, and then it sends the message. And it's perfect every time. It never messes up. The grammar's great. Whisperflow is a incredible tool that I think is going to be, well, it looks like, I was about to say it's about to be a lot more valuable, but they just raised $30 million. So kind of case in point right there. You can use this with any app, any tool. It is too good, and I highly recommend it. Now, the truth is, if you were to make a full video about all the use cases of AI for work, it would be probably 100 hours long. So I wanted to keep this very short and concise, and this is really low-hanging fruit. It doesn't require any technical expertise. you basically just click a button and you can use it. So I think that everyone watching this video has access and it has the ability to use all these tools. You don't have to be some coder, some developer, or some AI wizard. Now, with that said, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you simply just leave a problem or a use case in the comments, I will make an entire video dedicated to figuring out the best way to use AI to solve that problem. Not everything is going to have the perfect solution, but AI can help with just about anything. So please leave a comment, definitely subscribe, because I'm coming out with more videos like this just to try to help you become empowered and use AI to the best of your ability. I hope this video was helpful. It might have been a little basic for some of you. However, I think a lot of you will definitely find this very beneficial. So thanks again for your time. Can't wait for the next video, and I look forward to seeing your comments.